it's not going live on IG, man. Wes, hit that like button on your way in. Welcome to the Damu Kiwe Conversations. We got a little problem right now. I don't know what's wrong with the. Yeah.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday. I'm live right now. Hold on.
That was rock.
Which rock? Oh, what up, Big Rock?
Hey.
I said mine. Salute to you, King.
All the time, King. I met your seed, man. You got a big old
Hey, that ain't no boy, man. That's a big old man.
He wasn't even out the car. I told him don't go open the door because I'm going to run.
Yeah. Hey, but look, we already live on YouTube. So let me go ahead and run this. I gotta ping up. Let's go. Hit that like button on your way in.
His squad down.
Matter of fact, John Jr., I'm gonna send you the YouTube. Cause I gotta let
your struggle ain't my
struggle. Gotta go live on this.
What niggas hearing that struggle, like the universal language. What nigga I done suffer, whole mamas I done suffer. Your struggle ain't my struggle. Your struggle. What niggas hearing that struggle, like the universal language. What nigga I done suffer, whole mamas I done suffer. We the people, the Constitution ain't written for evil. Scream power to the people, fuck the bullshit that they feed you. Since Lincoln authorized fast force against the people, Civil War, just pay attention to the history that they teach us. Open Jordan's dirty laundry, speak on the unspeakable. Chokehold, I'm peddling singles. NYPD's despicable. Is this legal? Where's your conscience? Your mind can't be that feeble. Your eyes can't be that blind. They jack you up for being your legal. Is it a crime to be black? Set my pants with Latinos. Throw Kobe's on the lap. Next I'm accused of selling kilos. Time to use your weed whacker.
It's
just like what all parties
they
got us all under surveillance. Create laws to charge us. Thus desperados. Do Sims among the lawless, where it felt the road to change will only come through violence. Black mothers crying at wakes, their kids all lacking guidance. Once pigs no father's breath, accused teens with gun violence. Your struggle ain't my struggle. What niggas hearing that struggle, like the universal language. What nigga I done suffer, whole mamas I done suffer. Your struggle ain't my struggle. Your struggle. What niggas hearing that struggle, like the universal language. What nigga I done suffer, whole mamas I done suffer. Radioactive, toxic, society's waste. Took decided to throw the truth right in society's face. Police violence, target minority. That goose is bait. How much more of this bullshit can we possibly take? The truth is, it's all hypocrisy. We're slaves to our fate, devoted to ancient ideologies. Babylon, the grace, religious dogmas, white supremacy. This your United States, I read Contra, flooded the land with coca by the crate. Judge's hand paints the gavel, just decided to fate.
What up?
He gave him life because he was confident. Trying to provide for his kids. I empathize with his case. They hand out time to black men at astronomical rates. Congress intends to pack pens, justify the tax rate. The war on drugs, allocate funds, ensure the trust funds straight. As Freeway Rick, we're all pawns. Dog, there's billions at stake. Covert conspiracy, secret society.
What
that
up,
millions I rate. Your struggle ain't my struggle. What niggas hearing that struggle, like the universal language.
Omani, what's up?
Nigga,
Back to D say, what's up? We on YouTube right now. Pull up. Let's talk about it.
What niggas hearing that struggle, like the universal language. What nigga I done suffer.
You're looking at me at the barber. Today is my birthday. 47. This was 47 look like. You know what I'm saying? 47 years old, man. Y'all don't know how many of my homies didn't make it to 40, let alone 47, man. especially for my generation. You know what I'm saying? The other ones is washed up. You know what I'm saying? It's nasty work. Right now, y'all talk about what time? We live right now. What is you talking about? Oh, oh no, we not playing this. There's a reason why we were playing what we played, right? We gonna play it one more time. Allow for y'all to hit that like button.
Now at Verizon, we have some big news for your peace of mind. For all our customers, existing and new, we're locking in low prices for 3 years guaranteed on My Plan and My Home. That's future you peace of mind. And everyone can save on a brand new phone on My Plan when you trade in any phone from one of our top brands. That's new phone peace of mind. Because at Verizon, whether you're already a customer or you're just joining us, we got you. Visit Verizon today. Price guarantee applies to then current base monthly rate. Additional terms and conditions apply for all offers.
You know what I'm saying? All the time. We always focus, and everybody always focus on another nigga. Of course, these house niggas got to get it extra exposed from out our community. But we got to focus on our main enemy, too.
Like the universal
Rodney Henry Jr., Facts, Mike D, Silent Assassin, Salute, check him in. I'll be shorty on and June oh yeah, you gotta give DJ Queasy. What up, bro? Salute. So today we gonna be on us versus white supremacy, World War III.
Scream power to the people.
We gonna get into it after this. Gonna hit that like button on your way in.
Fast force against the people. Civil War, just pay attention to the history they teach us. Open Jordan's dirty laundry. Speak on the unspeakable. Chokehold, I'm peddling singles. NYPD's despicable. Is this legal? Where's your conscience? Your mind can't be that evil. Your eyes can't be that blind. They jack you up for being your regal. Is it a crime to be black? Sack my pants with Latinos. Throw Cody's on your back. Next I'm accused of selling kilos. Time to use your weed whacker. Just like we're all gardeners. They got us all up.
Surveillance, create laws to charge us.
Thus some desperados. Do sins among the lawless, where it felt the road to change will only come through violence. Black mothers crying at wakes, their kids all lacking guidance. Once pigs stole father's breath, kill teens with gun violence. Your struggle ain't my struggle.
We on YouTube right now. Us versus white supremacy. World War III. Universal talk about it. Action trucks on YouTube.
What nigga I done suffer? Whole mamas I done suffer. Your struggle ain't my struggle. Your struggle. What niggas hearing that struggle? Struggle.
Get
like
it up.
Universal language.
Stacey Taggart.
What nigga I done suffer? Whole mamas I done suffer. Radioactive. Toxic society's waste to decided to throw the truth right in society's face. Police violence, target minority. That goose is bait. How much more of this bullshit can we possibly take? The truth is, it's all hypocrisy. We're slaves to our fate, devoted to ancient ideologies. Babylon, the grace, religious dogmas, white supremacy. This your United States. I read Contra, flooded the land with coke about a crate. Judge's hand painted the gavel, just decided the fate of a nigga. He gave him life because he was caught with 2 kids, trying to provide for his kids. I empathize with his case. They hand out time to black men at astronomical rates. Congress intends to pack pens, justify the tax rate. The war on drugs, allocate funds, ensure the trust funds straight.
I'm with you, Mike D.
We're all pawns. Dog
Raiders
state. Covert
Sassy girl, thank you, Sassy girl.
Millions irate.
Happy birthday, I'm 7. I'm good too.
What niggas hearing that struggle?
You know what I'm saying?
Like the
We on
universal
YouTube though. Raiders 81.
What nigga I done suffer? Whole mamas I done suffer. Your struggle ain't my struggle. Your struggle. What niggas hearing that struggle? Like the universal language. What nigga I done suffer? Whole mamas I done suffer.
The risk taker, everybody, ask the Chucks on YouTube. We're gonna get into it right now. We got the content. So we're gonna stop sharing that. Appreciate that, Raider Q. I think that this was really imperative. We always expose the exposers. We always, make sure we expose the debriefers and those that work with our real enemies against us. I think it's imperative, especially in this time more than ever. It's a lot going on. Thank you, Selena. It's a lot going on, and we're going to get into it. You know what I'm saying? It's Damu Kiwe Conversations, us versus white supremacy, World War III. Y'all ain't in here yet. I sent them the thing. You know what I'm saying? Now, we going to expose them, but not today. Today, we on, love you too. Today, we on our independent shit. You know what I'm saying? Militant shit. Papa Dirt, salute Damu Kiwe family conversations, family. Happy B-Day to my brother Du Sims, the Brim, Bees and Blood. Salute to Papa Dirt, man. You already know what it is, man. Silent Assassin, that was hard. That was hard. Hey, man, thank you, man. I try to, stay in my lane at 47, man. I can't be rapping, talking about blicks and knocking down people that look like me. That ain't my intentions at all. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't a killer, but don't push me. You know what I'm saying? And one thing I do believe in is justifiable murders. I do believe that some people an eye for an eye. You know what I'm saying? Funerals on the Sabbath. You know what I'm saying? Hey, good looking out, Degante Cobbins. Happy B-Day, Duke Sims. Stand on the media. Salute, 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 man. I see y'all up in here. Y'all coming in. And we definitely got the content for y'all, man. Antonio Banks, salute. Salute, pull up. We on YouTube. So, matter of fact, let me do this real quick because I did do it already. So let's get into some of this stuff, man. I know y'all been paying attention to what's going on. Let's go over here. We can go right. Which one is this? I know where we going first. Boom. Boom. Cincinnati police released body cam footage. Body camera so quickly after fatal shooting. Yeah. We're going to be reacting to that video Scandalous did also right now, bro. Pull up on YouTube. We on it. Deuce, my twin said they want to sing to you. Hold on. We're going to do that first before we even get to the thing. Let me send this to you. Beautiful black lady. I'm going to drop the link for you, and I want to hear them sing. We all family anyway. This is important anyway. This is what we here for today anyway, for the next generation. Happy birthday as well, big bro. Didn't know today was your day. Yeah, man, 47 years old, man. I dropped the link for you, beautiful black lady. Oh, where's Steffi Weffy at? I didn't even see Steffi Weffy. Oh, I done skipped Steffi Weffy. Salute everyone. Deuce and Yael Maz in the chat. Blue Heart, Red Heart, Active Chucks, hashtag ETE. The Cash App is up for birthday. Do not send super chats. The Cash App is up. Leave a message in the Cash App, and I'll read it. I'm trying to make sure I got me a bottle of Vouv tonight. You know what I'm saying? To wash down my dinner. Me and Maria is going to dinner, so I'm going to give me a little champagne, you know what I'm saying? And celebrate this landmark, you know what I'm saying? Who'd ever thunk it, you know what I'm saying? What did they expect the father to do? Hey, Mike D, man, me and you eye to eye on this, brother. I'm talking about like this, brother. We eye to eye. Man, let me show y'all something real quick before we get into this content. So my son just went back home today. He was in LA and shit with he was in LA with my dad, you know what I'm saying? And Tiny Draws and them, and they went to the studio, created some music. Now, when I say my little nigga, he ain't really that little. This nigga's 6'5", and he's huge. He's a giant, right? 22 years old. There go my son. Greatest present I could have. He out there. He was out there with my dad. You know what I'm saying? A giant. You know what I'm saying? But he shot his video yesterday. Lamonte Jr. You know what I'm saying? I hope y'all heard some of the music. Shout out to the bro Tiny Draws. Tiny Draws took him to his studio. They recorded together. Got some cool stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I'm looking forward to getting in the studio with them, getting Yael and a lot of other people. The next generation of active Chucks entertainment. When black and brown come together, we become a super majority. Hey, Ricky, you preaching to the choir. You beating a dead horse. Already saying to you, kind of, stop lying, Selena. You did not sing to me. Big Tone, salute. Damn, my boy, 47, you getting up there. Happy Earth Strong. Hey, now, Rathers, man, listen. You can live to be old or you can die young. I used to be prepared to die young, and now that I made it, I'm glad that I made the mistake by choosing and accepting to die young. Okay, I gotta figure it out. I'm so bad with phones. No, all you gotta do is hit that thing. It's gonna show you when you pop up, and when you pop up, I'm gonna pull you up, and then as long as you got your phone, I'm gonna be able to hear them singing. She said, "Be right back." Steffi Weffy, happy birthday, dude. Salute to 47 years. Turn up. Man, at 47 years, the turn up is a whole lot different. You know what I'm saying? Some nice food, you know what I'm saying? With Maria or your loved ones, you know what I'm saying? After you wash it down with a little bit of champagne. It used to be Hennessy, you know what I'm saying? Or that Ciroc, you know what I'm saying? Coconut Ciroc with the pineapple juice up in that thing if I'm off the white. But I'm usually off that Bobby Brown, that hen dog, you know what I'm saying? But now, happy Solar return, dude. All right, Twist by Meek, salute. You know what I'm saying? King HB 90210. There you go. Okay, Stacy, come in. Hold on, get your internet right. Yep, it says your device is not connected. As soon as you get your internet signal right, it should allow me to pull you up on stage. You gotta connect your device. You know what I'm saying? We on YouTube at Active Chucks. Us versus white supremacy. Tap in. But before that, Stacy Taggart says, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. And then may your year be filled with many blessings and many more years of success ahead of you in your life always. Thank you, Stacy Taggart. The energy and the sentiment is felt. What's the deal? What's the deal? You got to go to Active Chucks on YouTube, Antonio Banks. I don't know how you don't see the live. That's your twin with hair. Oh, yeah. Well, you know, I always had hair. Salute to Junior. Yeah, you see, he got my dad looking like a midget. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Antonio Banks, you got to do it. What up, Dr. Marcus? We on YouTube. Go on YouTube. Stacy Tiger still ain't got her internet going. Oh, it's not working, and now they ran away. Sorry, dudes. But again, happy birthday, bro. Okay, they got shy. Oh, they got shy. It's okay. I dig it. I told you I don't sing. That's my way of singing. Nah. That don't work. You know what I'm saying? No, that don't work. De Niro Jones, salute to the chat. Happy born day, man. Salute to you, man. Nah. We got the Kiwe pop star in the building. The Kiwe pop star.
Hear ye. Nah, man, blessings. And first off, let's everybody wish my brother, Deuce M's the Don, a very special happy birthday. Blessings to you, brother, and many more.
Well, I appreciate the sentiment, especially from you. You got some on my Wwiii bottom, you know what I'm saying? If not, then you can go back to where you was at. Yeah, no, I'm messing with my brother. Yeah, sorry, my twins running away now. They acting shy. Listen, I get it. Cash Money Jones, Mike D said them 30 cops in that courtroom for one cuff man was a disgusting intimidation tactic, but Rodney head was held high as it should be. Yeah, man, it should be. Behind this little boy right here, well, he ain't little, but Lamonte Jr., you know what I'm saying? That's my future. That's my everything. If you killing off our generational wealth by taking him away from me, the investment that I'm making with him mentally, making sure he understands things and positioning. I got a meeting Saturday with my brother. Anybody looking to get they savings up to par and grab control of all of your assets and resources, tap in. I'm gonna tap y'all in with one of my brothers, man. He's going to show me how to set up this trust. And, you know what I'm saying? I told you I got to send that thing from Miss Lisa to you, Yael. She put a bug in my ear, and it just turned on the light. You know what I'm saying? But look, that was the flick of Jay Jonah, my dad, and let me see where we at. Let's go over here. We're going to stop sharing that. Let's go over here to this one. Boom. Why Cincinnati police released the body footage so fast. Boom. Let's go. I think they wanted to send a message, man. You know what I'm saying? But message sent, and another message was returned.
Earlier, Rodney Hinton Jr. is accused of killing Deputy Larry Henderson one day after his son was killed by a police officer.
This happened just hours after CPD showed Hinton and other family members video of that deadly shooting. And many of you have commented online saying the release of body cam footage in just 24 hours seems rushed, especially for a grieving family. WCPO 9 News reporter Andrew Rowan explains why that timeline is standard protocol for Cincinnati police.
As the chief for the city of Cincinnati in this police department, my commitment is to transparency.
Police Chief Teresa Thigi telling the Buzz radio host Lincoln Ware about the moments she reviewed body camera footage with the Hinton family.
I think like any family member, they were all distraught over what they just saw.
Did he get up abruptly and just walk out of the room, or did he?
He did leave the room, yes.
All of a sudden, he left the room.
Yeah, he walked out.
Whenever there is a police shooting, body camera footage is released 24 hours after that shooting. A police lieutenant tells me that is standard protocol put into place by Police Chief Teresa Thigi herself.
I have nothing to hide. I will share whatever I can share throughout this process.
Even if it's not favorable for the police, you will share.
Yeah, I will always share what information, what factual information I have.
3 investigations are simultaneously underway, one by the homicide unit, one internally, and one by the Citizens Complaint Authority. The city is relying on its collaborative agreement, a document that's become a national model for community police relations. Born out of the civil unrest in 2001 when an officer shot and killed Timothy Thomas.
My ask is for them to be patient and show why we are the gold standard of police community relations.
In a statement, Mayor Aftab Purival said in part the collaborative agreement was built for our most challenging time. He said transparency and accountability are being put front and center in this process. Reporting downtown, Andrew Rowan, WCPO 9 News.
So last week's shooting was the 6th time in 9 weeks that Greater Cincinnati law enforcement officers had shot someone.
The WCPO 9i team's been looking
6 times in 9 weeks. The Cincinnati police just shot someone. I wonder how many of those people were brown or black or melanated. Let's just say you melanated.
Into those incidents to see if there's anything that we can learn from them. I-Team reporter Dan Monk in studio right now to share what he found. Dan?
Well, Tanya, I sat down with former UC Police Chief Gene Ferrara, who has been involved in law enforcement training for more than 50 years. And we talked about that recent spate of shooting incidents in Covington and Lockland, Florence, Claremont County, not to mention 2 since early March in the city of Cincinnati. He said there is a lot to be learned from the lot of those cases, but not what's causing them right now.
Number one, that's a lot. But if you're looking for why, there's no why. There's no, they're all random acts.
So can you tell me why there have been 6 in the last several weeks?
No,
Sure
I think the
would
most
be,
important
Ricky.
thing for people to understand is police officers are not trained to act. They're trained to react. What the officer does is contingent upon what the person that they are confronting does.
But there is one obvious difference between Cincinnati's handling of these cases compared to other departments. Cincinnati releasing body cam video within a day of both incidents. Other departments took up to 17 days. And Ferrara told me that he wouldn't be surprised if that approach comes under review in the weeks ahead.
Thank you very much, Dan. So I did reach out to the city manager and the mayor today about everything that's happened since Thursday. I wanted to talk to both of them, but the city manager declined. The mayor was not available to talk in person, so I got a statement from him. It reads, in part, there are so many in our community feeling an immeasurable amount of grief, pain, and loss right now. My ask for Cincinnati is that through this moment of darkness, we continue to see each other's shared humanity and pray for healing.
You treat them and knock him down in the middle of the street.
Chaos
like
at court as a man accused of killing a sheriff's deputy a day after his son was shot by a police officer asked to be released on bail. I lay out the horrific chain of events out of Ohio and where the case could be heading.
Are you familiar with the acts of someone that is not in their right mind when they commit a criminal act?
I'm Anjanette Levy, and this is Crime Fix.
Yeah. Black lawyer. Well, he looked black.
Before I get in,
all skin folks ain't kin folks, man. You know what I'm saying? But we gonna get to the next video, man, and let's go to this one because tension got hot at court. His brother got into some stuff. Chaos inside Cincinnati courthouse during bond hearing for Rodney Hinton Jr. Let's make sure that y'all can see this, man. Active in the chat. Hit that like button if you're just coming in. Where else y'all gonna get a podcast for the people, by the people, representing the voice of the culture to speak on the topics that affect our community? Y'all act like y'all don't understand. They not like us. Let's go, man. They don't have this kind of versatility, this kind of range. Get into it.
Come on, man, y'all. I just want my brother to see me. Take a breather. I just want my brother to see me. I just want my brother to see me. My brother can't see me. They did this shit before. They did this shit before. That's the way to do it. They did it before. I got video of them messing with my brother and me before. I ain't do nothing. I just wanted my brother to see me. I ain't do nothing to him. That's my family. That's my family in that door. Come on. Ray, please. Ray, please. Doing all that. Man, see me 101, man. Now that 40 motherfuckers here on my brother, man.
So sad. Look.
Chaos at court as a man accused of killing a sheriff's deputy a day after his son.
It's going down, man. It's going down. You know what I'm saying? They is not allowing them to just do what they want to do in our communities without repercussions. You know what I'm saying? And this man probably wasn't in his right mind. man, I would lose it mentally. Good looking out, DJ Tweezy. Appreciate the birthday wishes, King. I would lose it, bro. You talking about temporary insanity. It wouldn't even be temporary. I don't know if I could come back from that. Tear that MF courtroom up. F that. Show the fight, Duke. Listen, no, I'm going to call y'all back. I get it. I can't tell somebody who's grieving how to grieve about their people. He just lost his nephew, and now his brother's in the system, and he want to be there to support his brother. But that ain't about him. If it's really like that, what is you supposed to do? I mean, it's only three options. Throw a fit like that where you show your emotions and nothing happens. You get escorted out of court. You find some kind of legal ramifications, an attorney to help support your brother throughout what he's going to do. Or you crashing the fuck out and you ain't just finna be woofing. You going to demonstrate. I'm just saying. Respectfully. Everybody going to handle situations different. And my pain, I definitely empathize with this brother. You know what I'm saying? And his pain, they are putting a gang of cops into the streets of California and Chicago and Ohio because the black community was saying that they were scared of the black kids in their neighborhoods. Now they protected. Yeah, well, I'm going to tell you something like this, right? We always believed in governing our own because those people never had our best interests, right? This is how they tax black people and raise taxes on black people, saying that they're going to make the community safer. Those police coming through after the violence that already happened isn't going to make the neighborhood no safer. Remember, they react to calls from citizens. By that time, the violence had already happened. Then they pursue them and lock them up later if that's what you're paying for. But you guys are giving them justification to do that. Besides that, those who control security in your community are the ones that control the community. What resistance do these communities have? You had one father outraged enough and lost it mentally that the first cop he seen, his emotions, he lost it, right? Rammed the car into him, unalived the cop. He got to live with whatever happens. And I'm quite sure he don't regret nothing that happened. Now that he getting back to his regular self, right? But where was the outrage and support from the community? Y'all so numb to this being a regular occurrence and if I was to do that to any one of y'all all have outrage. Deuce him, shot an 18-year-old boy. That nigga needs a chair, lock his ass up, this and this and this and this and that. Y'all always have no problem, and neither does the system, holding niggas accountable, holding Latinos and Hispanics accountable. We overpopulate the system. But when it comes to holding these people accountable, y'all scared of that fight. Y'all bow down and accept that from them. Picking and choosing. Picking and choosing. You know what I'm saying? And they are putting those police all throughout the inner city communities. And we're going to get into what Trump executive order that Trump put in. Woo! Gotta walk away for a minute after seeing that. Gotta stop crying and square up. Tired of letting them see our tears. Steffi Weffy, I'm with you, Queen. Salute to the chat. Happy B-Day, Big Deuce, Big T. Salute. Tartan Mystic, salute. I'm a high, my last season. I don't know what that means. When the white folks do crazy crimes, they say it's mental issues. We do it as something totally different. Facts. It was a fight. Do you have it? I'm crashing the fuck out. You got to play them by their game. Trump passed a law to give opinions more strength and authority in our black and brown communities too. Big T, we gonna get there. Hey, listen, man. This is why we do this. I know it's safe for my ass. Black Wall Street needs to rebuild again. Yeah, that's a fact. Hit them likes. They are the violence. That's a fact. Crash out on 10 toes, 100. My son, only child. I'm crashing the fuck out. Twist by Meeks. Tard Mystic, salute to everybody. Silent Assassin. Fire Hype, salute. So now our kids are getting powwowed by the cops. You asked for them to come and to protect you from your own children. You asked for them to come in to take your sons out like a dog and they don't care. Hey, but Stacey, I never heard or seen our people asking for them to come up in there. That's what Trump said. They've been telling him. You believe Trump, Stacey? Because I definitely don't. I don't believe Trump. I don't trust Trump. I don't trust Biden. I don't trust Democrats, Republicans, MAGA, none of them. You know what I'm saying? I don't trust none of them. These pigs, the union representing them. Karen Bass is a coon. Dwight Dorsey. Tartan salute. Exactly. The police don't stay in the cities they police, so they don't care about the people of the city. Bro, Kid the Barber, I think that's should be a requirement for each one of the police that come into our communities, because they hire people coming from other communities who don't relate to, don't understand, have nothing in common with, and they're told that these people are animals. So let me get back to the I just wanted to see what y'all were saying, because this is definitely the outrage was online. Nobody stand for shit anymore. Yeah, the outrage is online. Nobody stand for shit anymore. Twist by Meeks. Feel my pain. You know what I'm saying? Niggas get on the internet and that's all it's going to do. No, we need to have some kind of organized structure that when this type of shit happen, nigga, there's demonstrations. Niggas, y'all remember Malcolm in the movie Malcolm X? When they beat up that brother, beat him up. They didn't unalive a kid. They beat up a brother in the community. And them Muslims pushed to the police station with the people out protesting. They let it be known they're not having it. And with the one wrong move, it's up and it's stuck. They said Inglewood is white now. Nah, I don't, Inglewood what? Not Inglewood, California. Shit, I got like 7, 8 family members still live in Inglewood, bro. We ain't white. You know what I'm saying? But let's get to this real quick. No, that's a different one. All right, yeah, let me get over here real quick, man. You know what I'm saying? Everybody hit me, it and took me away from the Damu Kiwe thing. Y'all, you with me or you at work? Yeah, I think y'all at work. All right, we're going to get to this content. I want y'all to see some of this shit, man. Because this is sad, really. And then we're going to get into the Ibrahim Traoré situation also. You know, it's really an attack of white supremacy against the people. You know what I'm saying? And we the people. And it's not just on a political level, it's all over. But you know what? All you Charleston white supporting coons and house niggas, let me show y'all something, man. Because this is the Damu conversation. Hold on. Let's get this going. Hey, hit that like button. Let's turn this shit up, bro. Healing the pain, man. Salute to this brother, man. Oh, yeah, y'all can't see it or hear it yet. Boom. Let me turn that on. Boom.
The only way you can get a cure from a disease is from the disease itself. I come from the streets. The only thing they're going to save the streets is something that come from it. I used to be a monster. I didn't know what a man was because when now. But my brother got shot 56 times with an AK-47 and they left him out in the rain for 4 hours in front of my mama. Everybody that lost some. Pain, lack is what breed killers. Lack of resources. Boy, we don't know nothing about going to get no job and the refrigerator empty. And we 14 years old and can't go get no job to pay that bill, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all want to know how to help us, man? You know what I'm talking about? Help heal this pain, man. Because this pain sits so deep and it'll create a monster, man. And y'all hear us out here saying we on demon time and them little boys be dead serious until the devil show up. I'm 5'5" in physical stature, but I'm 7'4" in spirit. You know what I'm talking about? What's going to change this environment, man, is us changing our mind. Because we manifest what's in our mind because we've been given behavioral scripts. When I look at y'all, I see me. When y'all look at me, y'all see y'all because we're a mirror reflection of each other. And what we have in common is the struggle. And struggle is every part of life, man. You see what I'm saying? The only way you can get a cure from a disease is from the disease itself. I come from the streets. The only thing they're going to save the streets is something that come from it. I used to be a monster. I didn't know what a man was because when now. But my brother got shot 56 times with an AK-47 and they left him out in the rain for 4 hours in front of my mama. Everybody that lost some. Pain, lack is what breed killers. Lack of resources. Boy, we don't know nothing about going to get no job and the refrigerator empty. And we 14 years old and can't go get no job to pay that bill, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all want to know how to help us, man? You know what I'm talking about? Help heal this pain, man. Because this pain sits so deep and it'll create a monster, man. And y'all hear us out here saying we on demon time and them little boys be dead serious until the devil show up. I'm 5'5" in physical stature, but I'm 7'4" in spirit. You know what I'm talking about? What's going to change this environment, man, is us changing our mind. Because we manifest what's in our mind because we've been given behavioral scripts. When I look at y'all, I see me. When y'all look at me, y'all see y'all because we're a mirror reflection of each other. And what we have in common is the struggle. And struggle is every part of life, man. You see what I'm saying?
Thank you, Lynn.
Y'all looking at a man that died inside. Y'all want to see the living dead. You looking at it. The only reason I'm here is because God got me here. I'm supposed to been on death row. But he saved me. And I'm telling y'all this from the perspective of a real hitter. That's what we're going to stop at right there, man. They say we can't stand together for nothing. That's a lie. I come from Crip background, man. We stand together in that until somebody asks me, why would you be willing to die for a stranger who you don't know because of a blue color we have in common rather than live your life for them babies that you helped create, man? I'm just not getting to know my children, man. You hear me? Y'all daddy could be me if he ain't dead already. My daddy went never there.
Thank you, Dwight.
He chose the streets over us.
Damu Kiwe Conversations.
My mama sold her body to put food on the table, but I ain't see her as no hoe. I saw my mama. That part. The only way you can get a cure from a disease is from the disease itself.
Oh, y'all at work. Man, I wish I could interview that brother, man. That brother is so deep and touching. He got tears in my eyes because he spoke about it. All of the money, obviously, we need resources in the race. We need equality because poverty is where crime starts. Even with that, Since 1990, violent crimes have been down across the United States. Since 1990, a straight down effect, plunging. Yet they feel the need to up the ante with more police. Like that's the answer. Let's get into some other stuff. This ish right is touching. I posted that too, dude. I know Steffi Weffy. Me and Steffi Weffy be like this. It ain't just all that ass that she got. We be here. You know what I'm saying? But when he talking about the healing, the trauma that we gone through, embedded into our subconscious mind while still yet in the womb of our mothers because of what they witnessed. Forget slavery. We already know about that. And they are, no, slavery. No, let's talk about Jim Crow. Let's talk about the war on drugs, Reaganomics. Let's talk about the war on gangs. Let's talk about all of this trauma that's never been healed. So the only way you can heal someone who has been through these type of traumatic experiences and witnessed these traumatic experiences is through help, is through therapy. We never had therapy. Add to that the lack of resources within our community, and there's no excuse. We gonna get it by any means necessary. You don't know nothing in the inner city. The first thing you're gonna learn is how to improvise. Make with what you got. That's it. Something from nothing. So we gonna figure all of that out, but mentally. Then also psychologically, how we look at ourselves. We don't even see ourselves as one, right? We lied, Prentice King P. We don't even see ourselves as one. But we ain't talking about the divide right now in ourselves. This is just something for y'all to process. How we view ourselves. Niggas ain't shit. This is our queen. You niggas ain't never gonna be shit. Man, fuck them bitches. Bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks. Salute from Phoenix. We on YouTube. Check us out. Active Chucks on YouTube. Let's get to something else, man. Because I could keep going on. All right, I got you, Selena. So it's a war going on. It's been going on. But that brother said that he was willing to stand and fight for his people because he come from a Crip background. Y'all don't even understand what that means. Who can save the streets but some niggas in the street? Bitch ass niggas like Charleston White failed at his job. That nigga tried to be a criminal, gave a young boy a gun on a robbery. The young boy unalived somebody, and he told on the young boy, testified against him. That nigga not respected in our motherfucking community. How the fuck he know what's best for our community? He don't give a fuck about our community. He talks bad about anybody successful. He talks bad about anybody successful in our community. He talks bad about anybody strong in our community. Nipsey Hussle, Big U, Young Dolph. Our people have always respected and praised the dead. This motherfucker disrespects our dead. He has no soul. We are the people of soul. That's how you know you're working for the devil. That's how you able to read his true intent. He talking about raping women and fuck them bald-headed bitches. And this is the person y'all believe is supposed to be leading the next generation. anytime you see strength and organization, you're going to see a whole bunch of coons working for the enemy, attacking that unity and them organization. Because history then showed us anytime we had the ability to have a structure in place, whether it was for peaceful, like Martin Luther King and his organization, or whether it was for violence, like the Black Liberation Army or the Black Panther Party, who stood for self-defense and all the constitutional rights afforded to them by the U.S. Constitution. That's all the Panthers wanted. It wasn't, they were nonviolent and stood for self-defense, practiced self-defense. The violent ones was the BLA. That was the military wing of the Black Panther Party. So let's get to this real quick though, man, because I don't want y'all to miss this, right? So y'all want to see why I said that there was a war right now? Well, the war been on us since we've been here, judicially, economically, psychologically, and physically. That's not the one. That's not the one. How come it's not coming up? Man, that's crazy. It's not coming up. Oh, I see why. Because it's over here. Boom. Let's go. So, oh, y'all can't see it. Hold on. So, the Shade Room updates. Former Memphis police officers found not guilty for the fatal beating of Tyree Nichols. Who's seen this? There's so much going on. Suppression never went away. It just got sophisticated. That's a fact, bro. And we still never got independence. Charleston White and CS2 back are house niggas. Yes, massa. I'ma lock up all the niggas, massa, looking ass. They make my skin itch. Twisted by me and you see eye to eye on that. That's the problem. That's the importance. So, if Sambo descendants, Prentice King Pete, you 100% right, bro. So, let me read this article to y'all real quick, right? The former police officers who were on trial for the fatal beatings of Tyree Nichols have been cleared on all charges. According to NBC News, on Wednesday, a Tennessee jury cleared Tadarius Bean, Demetrius Haley, and Justin Smith of second-degree murder and other charges connected to the death of Nichols. After the verdict, Judge James Jones ordered that all men be released immediately. They were all serving time behind bars after being convicted on some federal charges stemming from Nichols' death. Nichols died from a beating inflicted by the officers back in 2023. Yeah. So let me tell y'all this. As long as, if you allow me to slap you today and you don't do nothing, what's going to stop me from slapping you tomorrow? Right? What's going to stop me from slapping you tomorrow? And slapping you the next day? And slapping you up and around like my little bitch until you get the balls to do something. But the minute that you nip that shit in the bud and I slap your ass and you pick up a bat or a pole and bust my shit to the white meat, I guarantee you tomorrow, because of those repercussions, I'm going to think twice about slapping your ass. I might have the heart to try again, but I'm going to think twice. You best believe it.
Hey, bro, who you busting in your head, bro?
No, I said somebody bust me in the head on this one.
No, I'm fucking with you, dude.
If rules without repercussions, you have total chaos. You have anarchy. And that's what's essentially going on. They unleash military weapon grade carrying slave catchers in the inner cities right now. And they're unaliving our children and our people unarmed. But the crazy shit is, even if our people is armed, don't we all have the right to carry and possess weapons? Not me, I lost it. It was taken, my constitutional right was taken away from me as a felon. But U.S. citizens have the constitutional right to bear arms. So how is it justifiable for law enforcement to unalive anybody that they see just because they seen a gun? Well, it's legal for me to wear this shirt. You gonna feel threatened because you see me with this shirt on? Well, no, the shirt isn't threatening. Well, the gun is. If you feel threatened by me exercising my constitutional right, then that's a problem within his motherfucking self. You know what I'm saying? That's what's going on. Hit the like for Deuce taking his time and presenting the truth to the people on his birthday. Hey, Ricky, nothing is more important than that. You know what I'm saying? Let me let y'all know about these kids, because this is the problem.
So we don't have any DNA tracing us back to monkey and canine. How can we have evolved from that? What are you talking about? This is just common observation. Now, when we want to keep continuing to butcher the evolution theory, also we have to understand that no matter what you want to say, evolution, physics, math, 1 + 1 is 2, we know that all life comes from it and is sustained by that sun. Now, why is this important? Why is this important? Because whether you want to call it Ra, the sun, they create another word for tomorrow. Guess what melanin is? Condensed sunlight. So everything created by the sun has melanin in it. Water even has melanin in it. Trees have melanin in it. Oxygen has melanin in it. Why is it important? Because the Caucasian is void of the melanin that we possess. We possess uromelanin and neuromelanin. And why is neuromelanin important? Because it has nerves. That's why it's called neuromelanin. And these nerves actually connect your thoughts to the creator. The Caucasian does not have neuromelanin because he's not a natural part of creation, and the creator does not share a communicative medium with him. So how the hell did we evolve from something that the creator has no contact with? 85% of Caucasians have calcified pineal glands. The soul enters the body through the pineal gland. This is why babies have a soft spot on your head. That's one. We couldn't have came from the monkey because we never had the monkey blood. But two, white people have 4% Neanderthal DNA, and they're only 96% human being. Black people are 100% human being. We have no Neanderthal DNA. The Neanderthal DNA comes from the monkey and the canine. So we don't have any DNA tracing us back to monkey and canine. How can we have evolved from that? What are you talking about? This is just common observation. Now, when we want to keep continuing to butcher the evolution theory, also we have to understand that no matter what you want to say, evolution, physics, math, 1 + 1 is 2, we know that all life comes from it and is sustained by that sun. Now, why is this important? Why is this important? Because whether you want to call it Ra, the sun, they create another word for tomorrow. Guess what melanin is? Condensed sunlight. So everything created by the sun has melanin in it. Water even has melanin in it. Trees have melanin in it. Oxygen has melanin in it. Why is it important? Because the Caucasian is void of the melanin that we possess. We possess uromelanin and neuromelanin. And why is neuromelanin important? Because it has nerves. That's why it's called neuromelanin. And these nerves actually connect your thoughts to the creator. The Caucasian does not have neuromelanin because he's not a natural part of creation, and the creator does not share a communicative medium with him. So how the hell did we evolve from something that the creator has no contact with? 85% of Caucasians have calcified pineal glands. The soul enters the body through the pineal gland. This is why babies have a soft spot on your head. That's one. We couldn't have came from them.
If they have no connection to God and they are connected to the beasts of the earth, monkeys and apes and all of this type with that Neanderthal blood in them, and we have conduits and ways to communicate with the gods through our pineal gland, through our eumelanin, through our neuromelanin, right? Y'all don't understand why it's in their nature to do the things that they're doing. I don't know how else to speak it to you. That's kind of complicated. A lot of people might not understand the concept. But if you have no soul, you're soulless. Just like I said, Charleston White is. That's the sign of the beast. The book of Revelation speaks about the beast. The beast that had, I think, 7 heads. Are you familiar with that scripture, Yael?
Yeah, most definitely.
Why don't you speak on that a little bit? What you know about that, brother?
Well, it's metaphorically speaking, the beast with the 7 heads is connected to the 7 countries that have a lot of power. And when it speaks on the fact that the indentations, the iniquities, and that all have drunken from, these are the abominations that people have done, going against themselves, drunk from the cup of abomination. That means all nations, meaning all melanin and those that are not non-melanin, has shared a partake into this abomination of doing things that is not natural and going against commandment. So when you are drunken unto something, you're not basically yourself. You're doing things that you normally don't do. Or in this example, I'm gonna blame it on the alcohol. I'm gonna blame it on this. I didn't know. No, a lot of people know, but drinking from that cup of abomination, all of our people have done it. All of them have done it, and the Most High is asking them to put that cup down. But those who continue to drink from it, they're going to pay a price for that. When you sell your soul, you pay a price for that. So those who drunk from that cup of an abomination that he speaks of in Revelations, and the 7 heads of the beast, that is the 7 powers that these countries have, and they're all going to come together, and they're all going to be basically one and pushing this agenda. And the people need to wake up, man. They need to wake up and see, man, it's deeper than what you think it is. I'm glad you brought that up, though, dudes, because a lot of our people don't know that.
So this beast with the Neanderthal blood, these people with the Neanderthal blood, the same blood as apes, you know what I'm saying, who have no kind of conduits or connection to the Most High. They are not of the Most High. You understand what I'm saying? Also, the devil was given dominion over the earth and for thousands of years. We ain't been in control. We aren't in control of these abominations. We're not the one that's spiking the alcohol at the party. This ain't our alcohol, right?
Don't drink it.
Don't drink it. There's a reason why all of this is happening. Let's get back to it, man. We got some shit for y'all, man. Y'all want to see what pure evil is, what pure hate is? Let me show y'all something. We on YouTube, man. I want y'all to see this, man. Listen to this.
Boy, you better get your ass from off my porch beating on my door like this. I will call the police to leave. Don't you ever beat on my goddamn door like that. Go. Okay.
Little white boy come with a switch like a whip, banging on the black people door. Forney, Texas, a 9-year-old white boy was caught on camera approaching his black neighbor's home with a whip, allegedly looking for their 9-year-old daughter. The boy was seen whipping the front door and causing damage, according to the family's video footage. Later that day, when the girl's parents went to speak with the boy's father about the incident, an argument broke out. During the confrontation, the father reportedly fired a gun. Authorities arrested the man and charged him with deadly conduct for allegedly discharging a firearm in a reckless manner. The incident has sparked outrage across the community, raising concerns about racial intimidation and the handling of conflicts involving children and weapons. See, there's a reason I keep telling y'all that we under attack. There's a reason why Trump had Breitbart and the Proud Boys and all of them supporting them throughout this election. See, they have an idea that this country was taken and made for white people by white people, even though this country was built on the sweat, blood, and tear of our ancestors' backs, literally and figuratively speaking. See, you got a place, boy. You got a place, boy. Stay in your place, boy. Your place is at the boot of white supremacy. I don't know how y'all don't get that. But this is what they teaching their 8-year-old kids. That you have a place, that this is acceptable. But y'all worried about some whack 100, Charleston White. Where's the turn up at? Man, y'all better wake the fuck up to see what's going on. Let's go, man. We're going to get up off that now. Let's go. Make sure y'all can see this. Crowdfunding campaign raises over $340K for child targeted by racial slurs in Rochester Park. This shit is all over America. What up, Big Chunk? I be you home, girl. You already know. East side to the west side. That is. The Rochester branch of the NAACP said the money will be given to the family in a trust account with the parents serving as executors. Our children is sacred. So, y'all don't remember, well, I'll get to the story. You had the racist mountaineer, right? Let me see, where is that? I think I got it. Damn, I should have had that one in order. Here it go right here. Here she go right here. Y'all see this? Yeah. Y'all remember her? You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Called that little boy the N-word and said he deserved it and that's what he is, and like, bro. Everything.
Minnesota woman uses racial slur against black autistic boy, promoting calls for justice. Just us. Y'all they talking about file a lawsuit. Why hasn't the FBI looked into that as a hate crime? On top of that, because that's a violation of federal law. You know why they ain't did it? Because you got a president who believes that this is acceptable behavior. See, back in Jim Crow down south, a grown black man, after being freed from slavery, could be walking from home, and a little white boy, 10, 11 years old, bump into you. Watch where the fuck you going, nigger. Oh, I'm sorry, boss. I didn't see you there. See, you got a place, boy. And they putting you back in your place. They're making America great again. You understand what's going on? Let's get up out of here, man. But yeah, the kid, the NAACP helped raise some money for the kid. They didn't go into any legal actions that they planned at the time. But we got a lot of stuff going on, man. Yeah.
You heard about the one with the little boy? Salute to that brother Carmelo Anthony, man, out there down south for defending himself when those two Caucasian boys tried to bully him and he got cracking on them. Did you get cracking?
Right.
Because Carmelo Anthony got cracking. Salute to that brother. Salute to that brother and that brother's family. And all brothers that stand on business like that That's what the fuck I'm talking about. Carmelo Anthony.
Yes, salute. Did you know that black people were taxed for schools their kids couldn't attend? This is crazy, right? Comment land if you would like us to send you a direct link to our digital PDF, right? They couldn't go to schools but had to pay for the education of their white counterparts. This is the America they're talking about. But if you didn't understand, we are under attack. Check this out. Oh, y'all gonna be heated about this. Y'all that believe in this government, that want the police tearing down y'all communities. A lot of the sisters, they been sold us out, and we'll get to that. President Trump's 2026 budget proposal would effectively dismantle the Section 8 program, eliminating Section 8 vouchers and replacing it with a plan to allow states to design their own rental assistance programs. The Trump administration has proposed saving more than $26 billion by eliminating the Department of Housing and Urban Development. They're gonna eliminate HUD housing and the rentals assistance program, including Section 8 vouchers, replacing it with a plan to allow states to design their own rental assistance programs based on their unique needs and preferences per CNN. Saving $26 billion for who? For who? Boulevard 213 said, that's me, DJ Boulevard, Lolo Hogs on YouTube. Just donated to your channel. Hey, man, appreciate that. Salute to you, Boulevard 213. Thanks for subscribing. Spread the word, the Damu Kiwe Conversation. Let them know where they at, y'all.
Are we on Clubhouse with a Deuce?
Nah, I'm live on Instagram. They wouldn't let me go live on Insta. So I just went live on my phone.
Man, it's all good, man. Salute to everybody that tapped in on the gram. Salute to you, man. Salute to the YouTube live. You already know the chat is where it's at. And salute to the Blue Wrench Mob that's on their job. And if you're a friend that tapped in because of a friend, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to this content. Man, y'all see the title. Y'all see what it is, man. Y'all sitting with Deuce M's, the Don, on this B-Day. And y'all L, the Kiwe pop star, bringing y'all the receipts with the authentic voices of the culture and the West Coast. Damu Kiwe Conversations. How does live on YouTube?
So and follow Active Chucks on Twitch. So when they take they think, oh, it's gonna hurt, where the sister at? Because she was just talking about how our sisters sold us out for Section 8, where the men couldn't come up in the houses and all of this stuff. Here's the sister go right here. We finna get into this. Oh, sister.
You are paid government agents. You are empowered, but not in the way that you think. You teamed up with the government via government assistance, child support, legal filings, and they weaponized you against your own community and your own men. They sold you on being strong and independent, but really they just isolated you and set you up for further manipulation and failure. The system didn't for you. It actually programmed you to fight against your own, disrespect your men, and not respect your elders. You traded family for funding, and while you celebrated your freedom, your house just is slowly burning down, actually rapidly. Unfortunately, you're not raising children, you're actually programming them. Your daughters are repeating the same cycles as you, becoming baby mamas, involved in sugar daddy culture, whole culture, all of the above. And then your sons lack leadership, discipline, and self-control. So just no order at all, just all dysfunction, emotionality, and rage. You became the perfect weapon to inject the dysfunction right directly into your children. So they don't have to do it because you're doing it for them. But then you brag about your degrees and how you're the most educated and independent and strong and how you guys can take care of yourself. But your children can't read. Can we make that make sense? And as long as you keep choosing the system over Black men, you'll remain a non-player character, a program bot running down a government code, just raising the next generation of slaves. And this is why you lead in obesity, single motherhood, least likely to get married, least desirable, most likely to raise a criminal. It's because you're a product of the very system that you think you're outsmarting.
Let that play again. I'm putting this in the chat.
The majority of Black women are not queens. You are paid government agents. You are empowered, but not in the way that you think. You teamed up with the government via government assistance, child support, legal filings, and they weaponized you against your own community and your own men. They sold you on being strong and independent, but really they just isolated you and set you up for further manipulation and failure. The system didn't free you. It actually programmed you to fight against your own, disrespect your men, and not respect your elders. You traded family for funding, and while you celebrated your freedom, your house just is slowly burning down, actually rapidly. Unfortunately, you're not raising children, you're actually programming them. Your daughters are repeating the same cycles as you, becoming baby mamas, involved in sugar daddy culture, whole culture, all of the above. And then your sons lack leadership, discipline, and self-control. So just no order at all, just all dysfunction, emotionality, and rage. You became the perfect weapon to inject the dysfunction right directly into your children, so they don't have to do it because you're doing it for them. But then you brag about your degrees and how you're the most educated and independent and strong and how you guys can take care of yourself, but your children can't read. Can we make that make sense? And as long as you keep choosing the system over Black men, you'll remain a non-player character, a program bot running down a government code, just raising the next generation of slaves. And this is why you lead in obesity, single motherhood, least likely to get married, least desirable, most likely to raise a criminal. It's because you're a product of the very system that you think you're outsmarting.
Hey, man, salute to that sister.
The majority of Black women
y'all understood that, but I know how much y'all hate accountability. So y'all ain't even gonna receive that the way that y'all should. You know what I'm saying? But then look at this. You got Mark Lamont Hill blast Piers Morgan for urging white women to say the N-word. I told y'all under attack. Persistent pushing of the ball forward to normalize this behavior. They'll be calling you niggers at work again. They'll be beating your kids in school again. That was one of the things that Trump reenacted also, right? Making it, y'all thought that slavery was over. I'm glad that y'all whitewashed successful people felt there were no problems with this system. I mean, when you find success, I mean, just look at the psychology of it, right? When you find success in a system, how or why would you believe that it needs to be changed? You were successful of it, so everybody that looks like you or comes from your heritage and or cultural background has the exact same opportunities. But we generating $1.7 trillion, people that look like us, a year, annually. I think it's like the 4th biggest economy in the world. Our people. But those dollars, a lot of it goes into living. The American dream, right? High-ass rent, high-ass bills, and then we already eat excess food, and they make sure that we don't live that long with the diet that we have here. But anyway, and the medical practices that they give, let me shut up before pharmaceutical put the hit out on me. You know what I'm saying? But back to what I was saying about this. $1.7 trillion a year. And the biggest Black-owned bank in the United States, Broadway Financial, only has a little over $1 billion in assets. $1 billion in assets, and every year, our people are generating $1.7 trillion. Just in 1 year, you know how many loans Broadway Financial would be able to give us to buy up property if we took all our shit, out of Navy Federal, Wells Fargo, Chase, Bank of America. We took all of our money and started banking through Broadway Financial today. Next year, Broadway Financial will have enough resources to help us expand our small businesses because they can utilize the value of the money that they're banking with to give out loans for homes, for farming. We need our own. But I think I'm talking too complicated for these mentally dead people of ours. He has a gene that is brand new to the science community. Let's go over here real quick. Let's get up out of here. I don't even think it's in here what I want to. Oh, yes, it is. There it go right there. So, speaking of independence, because sovereignty and independence is the only way that we're going to be able to do what we need to do, right? Let's get to this real quick. This is marches in France to support Ibrahim Traoré. They're happening all around the world. Bob Marley and the Wailers' Redemption song was so befitting to what's going on. You got a melanated brother, a leader, young, the second youngest leader of a country in the world today, who kicked France out of his country, nationalized their gold mines and natural resources. See, France and the Europeans, once they carved up the motherland like a pizza and exploited all of their natural resources, I'm talking about you get down or lay down. The same shit they'll lock our ass up for in America right now. Get down or lay down. With a Bible in their hand and a sword or a musket in the other, get down or lay down. And those who resisted, rest in peace to Queen Nzinga, one of the greatest military strategists that I've ever read about. A woman, a queen, Nzinga of Angola. She fought her whole life against the Portuguese. She faked her own death and came back again. Decades of war even made her land free for anybody evading European colonization and enslavement. She gave them a safe place. Right? But when they carved up the motherland to steal these natural resources to feed their people, because France, I think like 75-80% of their food, clothing, all come from goods and natural resources stolen from the motherland. This brother kicked them out. No more. Y'all, we're not letting y'all mine our gold mines no more. We'll do it and figure it out ourselves. Independence. Because, and we're going to let him speak on it. So now they want to unalive the brother. They offered his general $5 million to knock him down. Okay. Because he wants independence for his people. He doesn't want to be another puppet government, because that's what they usually do. If you buck against them, they'll finance and fund, put embargoes on you, fuck up your economy. So your economic war, right? So you can't trade with all of the people, they got the big bag. So now you already getting hit economically. Your people struggling. They getting mad at you. Man, this nigga Duke Sims, he living a good life, but the people struggling. We struggling because of this embargo. When y'all gonna point the finger at them? Man, we need a new leader. Hey, look, man, y'all got a new leader. Yeah, man, fuck them nigga. Who y'all leader? Oh, okay, well, look, we gonna give y'all the money. We gonna give y'all the weapons. And when y'all get in there, we gonna do business. And these niggas sell out for their own. They don't give a fuck about the country, for their own self-gain. And as soon as they think they get too big for their britches, they knock them down. So they want to do Ibrahim Traoré the same way they did Gaddafi, and he's so similar to Gaddafi. The way that he's pushing the line to kick out these European parties, the way he's unifying African countries. And you got a couple of them that are already sold out, got puppet governments that are going against them. But the world has been protesting in support of Ibrahim Traoré. Hey, Ibrahim, never talked to you. I would love to get that official interview so that the people in the United States can understand your intent, your goal. This is supposed to be the land of the free. This is supposed to be the beacon of democracy. But it looks like they're in support of, and even from the president all the way down, of France, colonization and imperialism. Let's get back to it, man. We have seen this before. A leader with the spirit of righteousness comes forward and is either turned away from his mission, tempted by greed, or totally frozen by fear or assassinated. But the people have spoken, and the sentiment rings loud and clear. Not this time, God damn it. Oh, and they also said, try it if you want to. Be very clear, family. I don't care what your goals are for yourself or your children or your grandchildren. No one is free unless Africa is free. This is your time, family. Africans worldwide, soldiers, local politicians, influencers, celebrities, prayer warriors, and voodoo women. You know what to do. If you are not familiar with this king, let me introduce you. We have only two choices. Accept the fight or be slaves forever. Hands off Traoré is the hashtag. Let us get that hashtag in the chat. Hands off Traoré. Right? Let's get to this real quick. These are some more protests. Global protests back Ibrahim Traoré. Africans rise for unity and freedom. No to Western control. Africa stands tall. Listen, bro, the exact same thing I've said about unifying, having any kind of structure, any kind of unity, you become a threat to the status quo, to the powers that be. And they're going to try to knock you down. From Ghana, Liberia, and Gambia to Germany, the UK, and the US, people are standing in solidarity. Many are praising his resistance to French and US influence, his bold push for African independence. Listen. Unite! 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 And that's the fact, Stacey. Supremacy. So that's it. That's in the U.S. I think that's Cuba. Maybe that's Liberia. Y'all don't see what the fuck is going on? Y'all don't see what the fuck is going on. People are tired. Liberia. People refuse to be slaves for rich billionaires. You talking about what your kids gonna do? Your kids are gonna be slaves. Your grandkids are gonna be slaves. Do you not have any fight left in you? Well, right now is the time to reassemble. Right now is to cut back on your spending habits and resources and make sure that it happens. The killing of our heroes won't happen again on African soil. And these are the ones they've already took out. Muammar Gaddafi, rest in peace. Here we go. African Hub. So Sarkarde, they offer me $5 million to shoot Ibrahim Traoré from behind specifically when he bends to pray to Allah. They even promised my family and me citizenship in their country. They called it an offer I couldn't refuse. To them, money matters more than humanity. But I asked myself, is $5 million worth carrying a guilty conscience to my grave? Will that money make me a king in a foreign land or a fool mocked by their sons and daughters? I'd rather live as a lion in the wild than as a dog in their city. Salute to that king, man. That's Ibrahim Traoré's guard. They want to knock him down, man. It's nasty work. But look, when they speaking about 100 men versus one gorilla, they are distracting you from the fact that the African world is out in support of Ibrahim Traoré and Burkina Faso to the West is starting, especially right now. Stay woke. Y'all being distracted. We all are being distracted by people.
And I hope everyone is aware that we are no longer in a war on terrorism, but in a war of independence. Everyone must understand that it is a strategy for the imperialists to impose this war on us. Normally, every leader, every ruler should fight for their country. It's a strategy. They fight for their interests, and we must also fight for our interests. If we manage to develop, to prosper, it means that over there, they will not be able to develop. They will have to regress. If we manage to transform our raw materials tomorrow, it means that over there, factories will close. Do you understand the logic? So it's normal that they fight to disrupt our society, to keep it in this constant war, so that we can never think about developing one day. And then they will continue to develop, while we will still be here exporting our raw materials to them and our youth, suffering in poverty, trying to cross the ocean, to go beg over there. And I hope everyone is aware that we are no longer in a war on terrorism, but in a war of independence. Everyone must understand that it is a strategy for the imperialists to impose this war on us. Normally, every leader, every ruler should fight for their country. It's a strategy. They fight for their interests, and we must also fight for our interests. If we manage to develop, to prosper, it means that over there, they will not be able to develop. They will have to regress. If we manage to transform our raw materials tomorrow, it means that over there, factories will close. Do you understand the logic? So it's normal that they fight to disrupt our society, to keep it in this constant war, so that we can never think about developing one day. And then they will continue to develop, while we will still be here exporting our raw materials to them and our youth, suffering in poverty, trying to cross the ocean to go beg over there. And I hope everyone is aware that we are no longer in a war on terrorism.
Those countries are so dependent upon the raw materials and natural resources of the motherland. If the motherland becomes independent, which is so, we're in the exact same struggle. If they maintain and build independence, they have all the natural resources. They have all the raw materials. Factories in France will start shutting down. Their economy will dwindle because they no longer have a monopoly over those natural resources and raw materials. So it's natural that they fight. A war is coming. If we can't have independence and our own sovereignty, then forever we'll be slaves. We're going to get into this chat. Hey, shout out to DJ Boulevard Rock. Hey, Lolo, Hogs. Hey, Yael, can you read that super chat?
Man, we got a super chat from DJ Boulevard. Rod Lowe, PM, $9.99. It's just a super chat, brother. Then we got one from SR Gen Trav. Keep that rubber on the road. Salute kings and queens. Hashtag Damu Kiwe Conversations. Hey, man, salute to the brothers who blessed the chat, man. Anything and everything that is given is always a high regard and appreciation. Salute to you, your family, and your tribe.
Let me see. What is the definition of independence? So let's get to this. Because we was never given independence. Let's go over here real quick. Because me and Maria finna be going out. I know she just been texting me. So, G Principal, salute. Let me show y'all this real quick. So you can see what they're seeing. So, I got to blow this up. So, independence is broadly defined the state of being free from control, not allowing France or the United States or these colonization imperialistic powers to control their raw materials, to control their natural resources. The state of being free from control, influence, or dependence on others. They got a thing called, it can refer to various aspects, including political, personal, or financial freedom. In the context of countries, independence means the right of a nation to govern itself without external interference. The Europeans are trying to impede upon the independence of Burkina Faso and these African countries because they've been doing it. That's been the natural way of things. But let's talk about here in America. The state of being free from the control, the influence, or dependence upon others. Who do we depend on for education in the United States, Yael? He might be busy. The United States government. Huh?
You hear me?
Yeah. Who do we depend on to get an education in the United States?
Well, shit, the Board of Education, the government.
Okay. Well, who do we depend on for our water supply in the United States?
I believe the government.
And who do we depend on for finances, and what banks are we going through? Who governs the banks in the United States?
The government.
So it sounds like we've been dependent. And then politically, who controls the government of the United States?
The government. The UN, the government.
Right. Well, you got Congress, you got the House, and you got the Senate, the House of Representatives and the Senate. You got three different judicial branches: the executive branch, the judicial branch, and then you got Congress, right? Each one of them, but even with the finances, you have let me see, dependence on others, various aspects, including political, personal, financial freedom. We never have financial freedom. So there's a date called Juneteenth, which they tell us blacks receive independence. How did we receive independence if we're still here after all of these years, depending on them for water, depending on them for money, finances, and dealing through their financial system, depending on them for their education? Let me let you know something. The slave master will never write a curriculum which would allow the slaves to be stronger, which will allow the slaves to be smarter and surpass the slave master or the slave master's children. Believe that. This is why you stay at the bottom, and why the 1% of rich billionaires that you see like Donald Trump, that like you see like the owner of Tesla, and all of these other billionaires that he has in his cabinet, creating laws, dictating laws. Why it's $11 for a fucking carton of eggs at the grocery store for motherfuckers who bust their ass 40 to 45 hours a week. And at the end of every month, after paying bills, just to get by, it's another month of going to enslave and do the labor to make those billionaires richer, to keep those billionaires and millionaires in power. I want my financial independence. I want independence politically. I want to be able to change laws that hold police accountable when they slap me every motherfucking day. I want laws that allow me to pick up this motherfucking pipe and bust his head to the white meat because he put his hands on me, but not rewarding the police because they're proxies and extensions of that 1% who rules the federal government. They reward them. If you work as a judge, if you work as a police officer, slave catcher, you're an extension of FBI, CIA, DEA. You're an extension of the federal government. So we're going to hold you to a different standard of law under qualified immunity. You'll be judged by a different standard of law because of your job, essentially creating a second-class citizen in the United States of America. We are those second-class citizens. We've allowed them to hold, and it's not just melanated people that are being treated as second-class citizens. It's poor whites, Latinos, blacks, and those of lower middle to poor, middle class, lower middle class to the poor people in the United States. That's what's going on. So let me see what's going on. Hey, salute to everybody that's on Instagram. Go to Active Chucks on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Leave a comment. We finna get into the chat, and then I'm finna get dressed. Go out and eat with Maria, man. Salute to y'all. Boom. Yael, you want to build on this, bro?
Oh, man. Yeah, I would love to. The fact that the curriculum that the government has given us has been strategized. It's been strategized to keep us not elevating. And it's like you said earlier, Deuce, what in the hell would make y'all think that the government is going to give you the substances to free yourself?
Because they believe in the American dream.
I believe it's 2 Thessalonians chapter 22, verse 2, if I'm not mistaken. And if I am, forgive me. And he shall send them a strong delusion. He's talking about his people. The Most High is talking about his people, because if the Most High forcefully made you come into the understanding, how could you naturally accept it if it's by force? But because you seem to not understand and you want to be okay with being under a delusion, and you okay with your oppressors oppressing you and being over you and telling you when you can eat, how you can eat, what you can eat, where you can go, how you can go, when you can go. He sent a strong delusion over his people to believe in these false ideologies and religions. If you believe in the government, that is your God. If you are okay with the government doing the things that they have done to us without being recompensed for what they've done, that is your God. It even states in biblical understanding, and this is going to go over a lot of people's head. When he tells you to forgive your enemy, he's not asking you to forgive your oppressors. He's asking you to forgive your brothers and sisters that made enemy towards you. For example, the Bloods and Crips, the Damus and Kiwes. Forgive your enemy. I do forgive the Damu and the Kiwe. But when it comes to your oppressor, there is no forgiveness. You want to know why? Because the stuff that they give us to say, oh, when we kill your kids, forgive us. When the police kill and murder and unalive your children, forgive us. When they wrongfully convict you, let's give them hush money, forgive us. When we murdered, unalived your ancestors and you have yet to be freed, yet have been given your 40 acres and a mule, forgive us. But then you'll take on the understanding of their institutionals, and you've been institutionalized, instituted lies. Because the government is governing your mind. The government owns your mind. This is a quote. Them who controls the people, the government, them who controls the people controls their mind. A man who controls his mind controls himself. If once you get out from under the thumb of the government and you start to see it from a broader perspective, a spiritual perspective, a cultural perspective, then you can be free and set free of truth. The truth is this: your enemy don't care about you. They don't love you. And they only say sorry because they know the truth behind that sorry is that if you come into the truth, you overtake them and you rise up above them. But you can never rise above if the oppressor has given you understanding already. That means you're under the standings of them because they're standing over us. Because Deuce asked me the questions earlier: who we get our food from, who we get our water from, where we get our teachings from, where we get our religion from. And everybody in this chat right now, either at some time or still do believe in that religion that the government has given us. Ask yourself this question. Why would they free you? Why would they give you the tools to be free, but yet still stand over you and make you beg? They make you beg for bills to be passed to protect you. They make you beg to free you for wrongly incarcerations. They make you beg to say, oh, stop unaliving us unrighteously. But yet you're going to sit there and say, you're going to get the little wooden cross, you're going to get the beads and the rosemaries. Oh, Jesus said he forgive them because no, you're under a strong delusion. And just like Pharaoh had our people in captivity mentally and spiritually, this government is the same thing. And it is time for the witnesses to come forth and to say, let my people go.
Let my people go. More power to the people. Start the revolution. Let my people go. Miss Lisa say he has a picture of Candace Owens. Look, she attacking that sister. Miss Lisa, you wrong, Miss Lisa. Did she say, why is it always on black women? No. Stop deflecting, Miss Lisa. Accountability goes both ways. It's always a nigga's fault. Niggas ain't shit. Niggas ain't this. Niggas ain't that. Niggas always in jail. So that's accountability. Nigga, anytime a nigga do something, these crackers hold a nigga accountable. It's always niggas that's being held accountable. Don't play that female divide, men versus women, that feeds into Willie Lynch. What she said about giving up their man in the household and allowing the system, the government and the system, to replace their men. Oh, the protector, I'll call the police. Fuck that nigga. I don't need no nigga. Oh, I'm going to get an education. This and this and that. I'm educated. I don't need no man. She's talking about that. So don't get triggered and start deflecting. We're talking about accountability on both sides. She spoke specifically on women because she's a woman and she wants females to finally hold some accountability. You have all kind of women rights advocate groups and self-help groups for women. All of that. Where's the self-help group for men? They're doing it now. Shout out to the fathers group, where they just did the thing. I seen that. But we don't have no safe place. Suck it up. No advocates for men. Stop it. Don't agree with this one. Yeah, Mr. Lisa, you on the wrong side of right this time. I love you to death, but you wrong. It's two left shoes. That sister was preaching. Jackson, Mississippi got houses for $6,000. Hey, I ain't moving to Mississippi. I'm sorry. That's the reason the nuclear family fell apart. Hey, that's a fact, Cameron. I'm going to call y'all back. Said I believe in what she's saying. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I totally agree with what she's saying. I understand it. It's not okay. Selena, we got a super chat, y'all. My bad. Senior General Trash.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, so I call him RSA SR General Trav. Keep the rubber on the road. Salute kings and queens. Damu Kiwe Conversations. Yeah, I read this earlier, dude.
Okay, my bad.
Are you good, brother?
We got it on the screen now.
It's all good.
Andrew Van Veen sent a $50 cash app. It's a celebration. Happy birthday, bro. It's a celebration. Not a celebration, but a celebration. Appreciate that, brother. Salute, Andrew. We really appreciate anything given to the Damu Kiwe Conversation. Men are supposed to be the head of the household, the head of our lives when it comes to families, and they put all this independent woman bullshit out, and now every woman thinks that they don't need a man. Facts twist by Meeks. And listen, where Miss Lisa, the sisters have spoken. You on the wrong side of right now, and you know we love you, Miss Lisa. Mr. Fruittown 36, happy B-Day, blood. Salute. I am Choctaw Indian and Black, never a slave. Hey, Dwight Dorsey, salute to you. I'm glad that your people fought and were never slaves. Maybe y'all had slaves, because a lot of the Choctaws did have slaves. So maybe you were your ancestors were part of the problem. Let's go. Thank you for support. I know mines were slaves. I could trace it all the way back to the Blair Plantation, Newberry, South Carolina. You know what I'm saying? As sisters, sometimes we have to look in the mirror and recognize we have a hand in our family's destruction. That's all she was saying. She was highlighting the hand that a lot of our sisters have played into our destruction, and we're seeing the results. Doesn't mean that brothers like me haven't played into that destruction. By me selling dope, by me robbing banks, putting myself in jail, taking myself away and feeding into the trap, not being there for my son. My son is Gucci. Y'all just seen him. He's man, I couldn't ask for a better, stronger son, but he has issues, and the issues he's dealing with are I am mainly the responsible for that. Abandonment issues, depression, all of that stuff when I should have been there, able to instill pride into him, teaching him history about melanated people, that his indigenous side in the Americas, his history and greatness of kings that came from the motherland, the Hebrews and children of Israel, the tribe of Levi. These are things where I should have been able to show him so he see the heights of his ancestors and the greatness they have reached, so he understands it's within his capabilities to surpass the greatness of his ancestors. Not reach the success of his ancestors, surpass that. Because they did that back then. That pride. I wasn't there to do that. So I'm responsible and a failure as a father for not being there through integral times he needed that. We're not just pointing a finger. Whenever you point one finger, you got two pointed back at you. The sister, if you don't recognize a problem exists, you will never make any effort to fix that problem. The sister pointed out the problem, show where the problem, identify where a lot of these problems come by. Maybe your situation wasn't directly responsible for it, but I don't even believe that. I believe that triggered you because you felt attacked. You felt that it applied to you in some phase. And that's okay. Just like I admit my fault, let's do better. That's what we're talking about. Fuck this government. Fuck being dependent on them. Let's work together and make it happen with the homes. Stop. Oh, I gotta have my own house. Fuck that luxury. Let's get 3 bedroom. Let's get 3 different families so we could pay and buy this motherfucking house, and then we could do another one in the same community. We could grow our own shit in our community. So let's stop fighting. My family were criminals. My forefathers were river pirates. Hey, salute to them, bro. Where in the Caribbean, there was river pirates raising Social Security age. Yeah, they doing that so that they trying to shorten this Social Security age so that all of that they got lesser time to have to take care of the people who broke their back working, and the government can steal that money. Andrew Jackson came to us to fight the British. We were given amnesty and land. Okay, Dwight Dorsey. My mirror broke, I stay up. That's on both sides of your family? My mirror broke, I stay up in it. Stephanie, peace just me. Damn, you that ugly, peace just me? You broke the mirror? I would rather be a criminal than a slave. Hey, listen, bro. I ain't said you wrong for that. You think I'm a criminal now, but at the same time, I see the ramifications of not being there for my son. There's a million different ways to make money. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I went to. I went to the feds, a money maker, man. Making money, Eminem, Deuce M. Accountability establishes the family in a healthy union. Facts. Finger pointing excuses bring division. Sisters and brothers become ops. Family divide. Man, that's what Willie Lynch said. Keep the dark versus the light skin. The house niggas versus the field niggas, which is the financial classism right now that goes on with high class Negroes who toot their nose in the air. Keep the generation divide gap between the young niggas, the YNs, and the unks. You know what I'm saying? That keep that divide and religious divide, which a lot of y'all go, no, my people from the church, this and that. Them heathens over there, they practicing voodoo, and them is the devil worshipers. Like, we so divided every which way. Real Libra society, I'm seeing the system failing us in real time. Listen, Real Libra society, you 100% right. Mystery Babylon has fallen. Not Babylon. Mystery Babylon has fallen. And she said, my half brother put on a police report that I sexually assaulted him, and I can't do anything about him lying about such a heinous crime. Wait, your half brother put on a police report you sexually assaulted him? There's some serious allegations, sister. I think you need to talk to your lawyer about that. And I think you need to go to trial. Somebody bring up those type of those type of allegations on me. I'm going to trial. I don't give a fuck about a deal. I don't give a fuck about nothing. We finna clear my name. Keep my shit in the safe and shoebox. Credit unions are community-based. Banks are corporations. Difference. Credit unions are much better. Yeah, but they're their credit unions, Miss Lisa. The whole point, what I'm saying is, we're dependent upon the U.S. dollar. The independence that China just created with the BRICS is the prime example. See, when you get accustomed to and find success in this country, which you gotta have some kind of success because it takes money and resources to survive. But survival, we've been stuck in survival for all of these years. We're talking about thriving. And the only way we're going to thrive is independence, our own banks. That's why we need sovereignty, our own education system. We can do it online. With all of the teachers we got, we can create our own Black history. We could and have the course online like a curriculum from Head Start to the 12th grade and collegiate with our own curriculum, get accreditation for it. And if they don't want to give accreditation, who cares? Our own banks, right? We're financial institution. It doesn't matter if it's a bank or a credit union, as long as it's owned by people like us, right? We could file as a sovereign nation right now and have our own bank if we invested into that infrastructure, if we really wanted to be independent, right? Let's go to this real quick because now you got me on one, Miss Lisa. Hold on, let's go to sovereignty, right? Oh, this is what's her name? Sovereign. Let's go to this. What are the requirements to build a sovereign nation? So let's go here. This is what I'm talking about. Fuck them. This is what we own, our own. The same thing Traoré talking about, that's what we need to be on. To build a sovereign nation, a few key elements are required. A defined territory, which means and a permanent population. So we need to have some form of land that we own, built, right? A permanent population, people that live there. A government, meaning we can form our own government once we have the land and the people, and the ability to engage in relations with other states. Other states mean other countries. That means diplomats. That means our own politicians, right? Additionally, recognition by other sovereign states can be important for practical purposes, though not strictly a requirement for statehood. Now, it takes one other recognized state to recognize your sovereignty as a nation. I'm quite sure we could get Cuba or one of these African countries to recognize us if we had the land and all of the requirements, banking, financial system, etc., right? With our own land to recognize us. Do y'all know who was the first people to recognize the United States as a sovereignty? Let me Google that. Who were the first country to recognize the USA's sovereignty? The Moors. The Kingdom of Morocco was the first nation of America as to recognize the United States as America. The Moors. Most of us are indigenous and were parts of the Moorish Empire. That's who owned this land. Y'all, how do y'all think Christopher Columbus, coming from Spain right after the Moors ruled Spain for 700 and some years, just found this land over here? The Moors been here. The Moors been knew that this land was over here and knew how to get here. That's why the Kingdom of Morocco was the first nation to recognize the United States of America as a sovereign entity. The Sultan Mohammed III of Morocco granted American ships access to Moroccan ports, effectively acknowledging the U.S. as a separate and independent nation. We want to be recognized as a separate and independent nation. If all of the money that we made from this day, May the 7th, my birthday, 2025 to May 7, 2026, for people that look like us, was put into one, and we went through all of the prerequisites to become and formulate a sovereign nation. We can hire our own police. We would have diplomatic immunity, a law unto itself. We don't have to live by and play by their rules. How are you going to win as a nation, a collective, against them when you're still playing by their rules? They wrote the rules. This is what I'm talking about, Miss Lisa. You're saying a credit union and what you call it, because your mind is colonized and you're comfortable believing that you're gonna win and under the rules of them. Yes, but the ceiling is so low on that because you can never break the glass ceiling and have independence as a whole, as a collective. All of that is good short term. But we need a long-term, and I'm talking about long-term for us right now is 2 to 3 years. We need to acquire enough wealth so that in 2 to 3 years, we're going to be trying to find out which nation wants to do trade and business with us, and that's going to recognize us as our own independent sovereign nation. the same way the Kingdom of Morocco did the United States. This is my goal. It's going to take money. I'm trying to get where Miss Lisa talking about financially, where I'm in position to start this. You know what I'm saying? Peach, I'll be like mirror, mirror on the wall, hell on back. Eminem's introducing financial insurances beyond their indifference. He put an order of protection on me and lied to the judge that I sexually assaulted him under oath. Well, you got to talk to your lawyer about that. We are natural farmers and craftsmen with wood. Joshua was a carpenter. That's a fact. Real, if you can't afford a lawyer, go to your legal aid. Yeah. Great referral, Miss Lisa. Silent assassin knows the truth. Lost Coast TV, one love. Fact, not this time, goddammit. Peace, just me. Salute. America was a lost colony of Egypt. Pyramids everywhere but Europe. True. Happy birthday, Deuce Yaya kids. Salute. Deuce Teach King. Facts. Queen Steffi. Yeah, y'all acting like Latinos didn't come here from what you call it. Watch this. We're going to go to that. Y'all talk about we were indigenous here. That's the truth. You had people that were indigenous from Africa. That's the truth. People, we were indigenous to Europe, Australia, every land on the continent on this planet, we are indigenous to the earth. We are God's people. But check this out. Did Latinos kick out the Iberian Peninsula arrive in the Americas? Did any Latinos kicked out the Iberian Peninsula in the Alhambra Decree Y'all want to see this? Because they say we all was indigenous to the United States. Then you got some of our people who say, no, we came from Africa, which is true. Some of us did come from Africa. We're indigenous to all the lands, right? Only race is a social construct. That's a concept Europeans use to keep us divided. We are indigenous to Earth. So we did have people already indigenous here. As you see, the Moors knew about this land and were the first to recognize the United States as a sovereign nation. But you also have right here the Latinos, kind of sound like Latinos, right? Yes, some Latinos speaking Jews expelled from the Iberian Peninsula by the Alhambra Decree in 1492 did arrive in the Americas. While many settled in North Africa, Italy, and the Ottoman Empire, some Latino communities also established themselves in the Americas, particularly in the Caribbean and parts of South and Central America. The Alhambra Decree issued in 1492 ordered the expulsion of Jews from the kingdoms of Castile and Aragon. You're talking about Italy, Portugal, Spain. It wasn't just Jews. It was some Muslims. But Portugal, Spain, and some parts of France. Estimates vary, but tens of thousands of Jews were forced to leave Spain. What language do they speak in Spain? Spanish. Seeking refuge elsewhere. Many Ladino Jews who spoke Judeo-Spanish, Ladino, sought new homes in places like North, but some of the Latin America Latinos were part of the Black conquistadors who came here with Christopher Columbus. They already spoke Spanish. So they were brought here with them to help colonize. You'll have your freedom. You'll get land. You'll get homes. And all of these things promised to them to help colonize the Americas and the Caribbean. So don't tell me, oh, we only got African slaves that came on slave boats. Don't tell me we only got indigenous people who were here in the Americas. We're all from the Americas. Don't tell me that we all came as Latinos, Jews from the Iberian Peninsula, Portugal and Spain. Don't tell me that we're only Moors, that we're Muslims. We are all of those people. Our history is embedded into the history of every continent on this planet, nigga. We are God's children. So, if anybody else, let me get down to what they said. Even though the support for Ibrahim is real, the Berlin Conference divided up Africa to European countries. That's a fact. We ain't saying that. That's a fact. But it was they divided up Africa, but we're talking about after the Alhambra Decree, where Christianity, the church, were kicking out all Jews and Muslims and oppressing them. They had to get up out of there as refugees. They went to many different places. But Jews, Sephardic Jews, also ran over here. They were called Ladinos, and they spoke Judeo-Spanish, which is a mix of a lot of different things. So yeah, a lot of us are descendants of the children of Israel. Some of the people that were taken from the motherland are descendants of the children of Israel. Some of the indigenous people that were already here before 1492, when the Moorish Empire had already been over here, are descendants of the children of Israel, or your Moors. We are all of that. Whoever you choose to identify with, I'm not against that, bro, because you're telling the truth. That's who you identify with. But we're all of that, bro. If you want to see the divide and the differences, that's what you choose to do, but that's detrimental to our cause of unifying. That's exactly what the devils want us to do. I choose to focus on the similarity. I choose to see that through our struggle, we are all unified. Maria here, I got to go eat, man. It's already late. Yeah, take us out, bro.
Man, blessings to the brother, man. Deuce M's the Don. Happy birthday, man, on this blessed day. May 7th, man. We appreciate you bringing the content. Blessings to you and your family. And may the Most High bless you with many more. Hey, man, y'all done sat through 2 great hours of hot content. Hope you guys were entertained. Hope you guys were educated. I hope you guys were spiritually touched. I pray that the Most High bless you guys. Man, salute to everybody that tuned into the Instagram live, and salute to everybody that's in the chat on the YouTube live right now. Man, the chat is where it's at. Salute to the Blue Wrench Mob that was on their job. And if you're a friend that tapped in for the first time, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to this content. You guys sat with 2 hours with Deuce M's the Don and Yael the Kiwe pop star, bringing you guys the receipts, the authentic voices of the culture and the West Coast. Damu Kiwe Conversations.
Real quick, Dwight Dorsey, you're right. The Olmec were African explorers that settled in America. I don't know if they were African explorers, but they definitely have Afrocentric nozzle, everything. I've been down there. I studied the rubber people, and I seen the glue coming from the trees in the village of Los Florida. That's and we just got a super chat too. That's the village of Maria's mother, La Florida. You know what I'm saying? And I've also been through there. So if you look at Maria, her mom, her dad, they look just like that. They're indigenous to that territory. down in Oaxaca. So you get Veracruz. A lot of those people are indigenous and darker. Veracruz also is the biggest slave port in the Americas. Y'all kids said $20 super chat. Happy birthday, Deuce. Hey, we out of here. Salute. Damu Kiwe Conversation. Thank y'all, man, for the bill. Instead of focusing on the distractions and the negativity, this was that much way more important for us to open with that dialogue. Damn, I didn't even show Scandalous's video. Let me see what Maria doing. Hold on, man. We might not even be able to go, man. I hope y'all all ain't left. Let me call Maria real quick. She gonna be mad. Yo, why you come in twice?
Bro, I told you this internet shit be tweaking.
Hold on, let me call Maria.
Man, salute to everybody, man. Today is his man's birthday. He finna go turn up with his family. Salute to the chat.
She on the phone. He's a beast making his country on top. Yeah, he a beast.
Dwight Dorsey, man.
Maria not answering. Hold on, I'm gonna blow her up because I'm ready to go eat. Damn, I forgot. Scanner's gonna be mad as hell. He made that video specifically for this. We finna run this video, man. Hold on. I wish Maria would just cook. That'll save some dough, but let's go into this video real quick. How long is it? Oh, 26. Shout out my boy Mo Scandalous Los Angeles TV, man. I'm out of pocket. I got to show some respect, even though it's my birthday, man. That's my brother, and he did this specifically for y'all. We got to bring y'all this food. Let's go.
Enforcement in this country.
And so are white people. So are white people. What a terrible...
Let's talk about George Floyd. You said George Floyd's death was a terrible thing.
Terrible.
Why are African Americans still dying at the hands of law enforcement in this country?
And so are white people. So are white people. What a terrible question to ask. So are white people. More white people, by the way. More white people.
181 Black people have been killed by police in the US since George Floyd's murder in May 2020, according to data from Mapping Police Violence. Nearly 19% of the 966 police killings reported were Black people, despite accounting for only 13% of the total population. White Americans made up 37% of the total deaths, while accounting for 76.3% of the population. Black Americans are 2.5 times more likely than white Americans to be killed by police officers. Most of the unarmed victims of police killings were people of color. 1,127 people were killed by the police in 2020, but officers were charged with a crime in only 16 cases. 319 people have been killed by the police in 2021, at rates similar to past years, with many of them Black and Latino, aged under 30. Some were teenagers.
Welcome back to Scandalous Los Angeles TV, where we expose the exposers. On this channel, we often focus on CS2 Back and his exposers. But today, we're going to redirect our attention to a more pressing matter. On May 1st, 2025, in Cincinnati, 18-year-old Ryan Hinton was fatally shot by police officers. Authorities claim that Ryan fled from a stolen vehicle and pointed a handgun at them, although no shots were fired by him. The following day, after viewing the body camera footage of his son's shooting, Ryan's father, 38-year-old Rodney Hinton Jr., allegedly struck and killed a Hamilton County Sheriff's deputy with his car near the University of Cincinnati. Rodney has been charged with aggravated murder. If you ask me, it's a clear case of temporary insanity. But because a police officer was killed, the spotlight shifted. And just like that, they're highlighting the aftermath while quietly pushing aside the fact that a teenage boy was shot in the back by police. What most people don't know is that these events unfolded against the backdrop of a new executive order signed by President Donald Trump on April 28, 2025, titled Strengthening and Unleashing America's Law Enforcement to Pursue Criminals and Protect Innocent Citizens. This order aims to empower law enforcement agencies by providing legal protections for officers, increasing access to military equipment, and reviewing federal oversight agreements that may impede law enforcement functions. Critics argue that such measures may reduce accountability and oversight, potentially leading to increased instances of misconduct, particularly in communities of color. It's crucial to recognize and address these systemic issues, rather than be distracted by peripheral figures. The focus must remain on the policies and actions that directly impact our communities.
Folks, on April 28th, 2025, Donald Trump released an executive order that is extremely problematic for the African American community, especially African American men. It is an executive order that essentially unleashes cops on black men. It is horrible. And I told you it was coming. I told you it was coming because this executive order is awful. Strengthening and unleashing America's law enforcement to pursue criminals and protect innocent citizens. That sounds so good, protecting innocent citizens, right? Sounds so good. Clean up the streets, protect the innocent. But that is not what this is about. What he's doing in this executive order is really not even necessary. Because violent crime has been decreasing since 1990. 1990. Look at it. And that is a steady, sharp decrease. Since 1990, there was a little uptick in violent crime right around 2020, and that was when COVID started. So why all this law enforcement? And I'm going to walk you through this executive order. I want you to see this is bad. And it's coming to the black community. Trump told us that in so many words. I'm going to show you that as well. So if violent crime is coming down, then why all this law enforcement? Why all the law enforcement if violent crime is coming down from a peak around the 90s? Why these guys if violent crime is coming down? Why send those menacing police officers with their AK-47s or AR-15s or whatever they have there? Why send them into the hood when violent crime is sharply coming down? Now, you heard me say, he's sending them primarily to the hood. So how do I know? Because he said so. He said so when he visited that Detroit church while he was on the camping trail. Let's listen to what he says.
We'll bring back public safety and defend our communities for law-abiding American citizens. Look, the crime is most rampant right here and in African-American communities, and more people see me and they say, sir, we want protection. We want police to protect us. We don't want to get robbed and mugged and beat up or killed because we want to walk across the street to buy a loaf of bread. They want it so badly. The fake news doesn't talk about it. But the black population wants law enforcement more than any other population. So I think it's an important thing to say.
So there you have it. He said two things in that clip. One, he says that most of the crime is committed in the African American community. And he also said that he has been begged by black people to send those guys in. Right? That's what he said. So he's going to send them in, these guys, yet at the same time, violent crime is what? Is going down. All right, so let's take a look at his executive order. It is really serious and very dangerous for African American people. Let's go look at it. Now, here it is. Strengthening and unleashing America's law enforcement to pursue criminals and protect innocent citizens. And might I point out, he uses the word unleashing. Unleashing. All right, so let's scroll here and read this. By the authority vested in me as president by the Constitution and the laws of the United States of America, it is hereby ordered. Section 1, purpose and policy. Safe communities rely on the backbone and heroism of tough and well-equipped police force. Tough and well-equipped. Those words are in there for a purpose. My administration is steadfastly committed to empowering state and local law enforcement to firmly, I want you to see all the hyperbolic words he used to drive his point home. To firmly, he's trying to make the point. I'm not playing around. I'm not playing around with you folks. Firmly police dangerous criminal behavior and protect innocent citizens. When local leaders demonize law enforcement and impose legal and political handcuffs that make aggressively enforcing the law impossible, so he wants the law enforced aggressively on some of you same folks who voted for him, who supported him, who dragged Kamala Harris, talking about her prosecutorial record. Well, now you're getting ready to really deal with some stuff. And when he talks about when local leaders demonize law enforcement and impose legal and political handcuffs, basically forget any sort of police reform. Forget any kind of prosecutorial reform as far as he has anything to do with it. He says, my administration, therefore, established best practices at the state and local level. What kind of best practices do you think he's talking about? What kind of best practices do you think he's talking about? I'll show you one of them. Watch this.
Joe Biden and the defund the police Democrats have turned our once great cities into cesspools of bloodshed and crime. There's never been anything like it. Here's my plan to restore law and order in our cities and throughout our country, frankly. First, because police forces have been gutted by Democrats' war on police, I will sign a record investment in hiring, retention, and training for police officers nationwide. So important. This bill will also increase vital protections for officers because the Democrats want to take those protections away from our police because we want them to do their jobs right. You can't take their protections away if you're going to have them do their jobs properly. Second, to qualify for this new funding and all other Justice Department grants, I will insist that local jurisdictions return to proven common sense policing measures, such as stop and frisk.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Stop and frisk. 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 Stop and frisk.
Stop and frisk. Stop and frisk. Stop and frisk. Man, I made a few videos talking about what was coming if he was reelected. And stop and frisk is not all that's coming. No. That's just one. That's just one of the things that he has in mind. Okay, let's go back now and finish reading this executive order. So he goes on to say, establish best practices at the state and local level for cities to unleash high-impact local police forces. You say, well, how can he do that? He's over the federal government. Because of the money, the federal funding that he controls. These local law enforcement departments, and there are a bunch of them, 18,000 or so across the country, they depend on federal funding. And he's going to condition that federal funding on them implementing these policies, these so-called best practices. So that's how he's going to do it. So it goes on to say, and local level for the cities to unleash high-impact local police forces, protect and defend law enforcement officers wrongly accused and abused by state or local officials. Now, tell you exactly what that means. That means that he wants to stop all this holding police accountable for the stuff they do to African-American men. Stop all these lawsuits, all this litigation. Because in his mind, they're just doing their job. So what? They bang a few heads. So what? They violate the Constitution. So what? They kill innocent, unarmed black men. So what? They're doing their jobs. All right? I'm helping you read between the line of this. Read between the lines. My administration will work to ensure that law enforcement officers across America focus on ending crime. Watch this. Not pursuing harmful, illegal race and sex-based equity policies. Man, Trump hates equity, equality. He hates it. So he says, if he has anything to do with it, cops are not going to be out there thinking about whether what they're about to do is equitable, if they're treating people right or wrong. In other words, he's going to make sure that they're not thinking about civil rights and trying to treat people with respect and all that. He wants them out there, as he said, ending crime and not being concerned and bothered with illegal race and sex-based equity policies. The result will be a law-abiding society in which tenacious. When I hear somebody talk about tenacious law enforcement as an attorney, as a civil rights and criminal defense lawyer, I imagine them kicking in doors, banging heads. I imagine them throwing people to the sidewalk, smashing their heads into the cement. That's what I hear, because that's exactly what I see as a civil rights and criminal defense attorney who represent mostly black people, and especially young, middle-aged, and older black men. I told you this was coming. I told you. Tenacious law enforcement officers protect the innocent. Violations of law are not tolerated, and American communities are safely enjoyed by all their citizens again. Now, let me say this. Who doesn't want safe neighborhoods? We all want safe neighborhoods, right? I want my neighborhood safe. You want your neighborhood safe. So to the degree that we're getting safe neighborhoods, that's great. But what is it that I've shown you already several times? Violent crime is going down. Violent crime is going down sharply. So yeah, we want safer neighborhoods, and we're getting safer neighborhoods without kicking in doors without a warrant, or without banging folks' heads into the cement and shooting innocent, unarmed men. We're already seeing a drastic decrease in violent crime. Section 2, he goes on to say, the Attorney General shall take all appropriate action to create a mechanism to provide legal resources and indemnification to law enforcement officers who unjustly incur expenses and liabilities for actions taken during the performance of their official duties to enforce the law. This mechanism shall include the use of private sector pro bono assistance. Private sector pro bono assistance. Where do you think that pro bono assistance is coming from? All those law firms that agreed to provide pro bono services on his behalf. That's where that's coming from. But also, let's go back, and I want you to look at this word, indemnification. Indemnification. You see, cops don't even need to be indemnified because they already are. When a lawsuit is brought against a cop and it ends up in some money damages, money judgment, etc., their employer pays that money. They don't need further indemnification. And besides, that is the reason why we have worked so hard over the past few years to try to get rid of qualified immunity. Because a lot of these cops know if they bang your head up against the cement, whether it's lawful or not, they know they don't have to come out their pockets, most likely because qualified immunity will probably get the case kicked out of court. And if not, if they are found guilty or liable or whatever and end up having to pay money, again, their employer will most likely have to pay that money. So they don't need more indemnification here. But believe it or not, it gets worse. The Attorney General, Section 3, and other appropriate heads of executive departments and agencies shall take all appropriate action to maximize the use of federal resources to provide new best practices to state and local law enforcement to aggressively police communities against all crimes. And jump down where I have it highlighted there. Within 60 days of the date of this order, the Attorney General shall review all ongoing federal consent decrees, out-of-court agreements, and post-judgment orders to which a state or local law enforcement agency is a party, and watch this, and modify, rescind, or move to conclude such measures that unduly impede the performance of law enforcement functions. Folks, they're going to get rid of consent decrees, which are agreements between the Justice Department and local police departments that they will not bang black people's heads against the cement and violate their civil rights. Trump is directing his Attorney General, Pam Bundy, to rescind those things, to modify those things. What is this going to do? This is going to unleash more crazy, violent policing in the black community. We have worked so hard to try to bring reforms. All the reforms that were done as a result of the George Floyd lynching, he is trying to erase all of that. And you remember he thanked black people for putting him in office again? He thanked them the first time. Now he's thanking them a second time. And yet, turning around and doing this. Now, have you heard anything about this executive order? You haven't heard a thing about it, most of you. Didn't know it existed. You certainly didn't hear it from the pro-black imposters. They're definitely not going to talk about this. They don't want you to know this. And if you knew this, they would play it down. Oh, this is okay. This is nothing. Oh, this is a really big deal. This is where the rubber hits the road. But it gets worse. Within 90 days of the date of this order, the Secretary of Defense, in cooperation or in coordination with the Attorney General, shall determine how military and national security assets, training, non-lethal capabilities, and personnel can most effectively be utilized to prevent crime. There is something called posse comitatus, but obviously they're going to try to get around that and give them assets. Assets. That means tanks. That means assault rifles, pistols, grenades. This is basically another declaration of war on the African American community. Why do I harp on the African American community? Because he did. He told us. He said that most of the crime is occurring in the African American community. And secondly, African Americans are pleading with him to bring all this in, despite the fact that violent crime is going down sharply. See, that's the data. Okay? That's the data. We rely on the data, not the anecdotes, because we all know and we hear on the evening news that this or that African-American youth, this or that African-American man was involved in some sort of crime and somebody got killed. That happens far too often. Yes, we understand that. But that is anecdotes. The data says that is decreasing. Here's the data. That is decreasing. Yet he wants to bring in the military. And not just the military, folks, but Homeland Security. Section 6, use of Homeland Security Task Force. The Attorney General and the Secretary of Homeland Security shall use of January 20th, 2025, protecting the American people against invasion to coordinate and advance the objectives of this order. So these African-American communities, high crime African-American communities, are now about to experience the wrath of the United States military, Homeland Security, and God knows what other agency. And oh, by the way, don't forget that he told the El Salvadoran government that homegrown criminals would be next. Don't forget that. Add that to all that you just heard about this executive order. Despite the fact that violent crime is going down, it's going down. This is not needed. I want you to notice that I have on a dark gray suit, which almost looks black, and a white shirt. And I thought it was so appropriate because it looks like funeral attire. Just put a black tie on and I could go and be a part of any funeral. And I think it's appropriate because we're getting ready to see a lot more young black men die at the hands of police. Mark my words. And sadly, unfortunately, some of them voted for this. Listening to pro-black imposters, black conservatives. Well, this is what's coming. And keep in mind, this is only the 101st day of his administration. We literally got 4 more years of this. And he said today that they're just getting started. I am Reverend Civil Rights Attorney Augustus Corbett. Thank you for watching this video. Remember, stay woke.
The senator from
Hey,
Kentucky.
look, man. Salute to y'all. Thank y'all for hanging out for that. It's my birthday. Gotta go. Damu Kiwe Conversations. We out.